Good evening, and sorry for that little delay there. Many apologies. Come on, Ted, round this way. Sorry. I wasn't quite ready, and part of the reason why I wasn't quite ready was because my the post I posted on here earlier, a little bit earlier, made some people a little bit concerned and wondered if I was okay. And because I've been having conversations with people, I wasn't quite ready to get on camera. And then my lights weren't up, and then I hadn't got my tripod in place. So I'm very sorry, folks, if I'm come on a bit late. But, let me just refresh the page and get up so I can see the comments coming in. Hi, Karen. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Neil. Lots of you coming in. So as I say, apologies. And if I look rather rosy, it's because I've just had a wonderful, nice, hot bath. Hi, everybody. Hi, Jane. Hi, Lisa there. Nice to see you. So, yes, the delay, in case you didn't hear it, the delay... I put up a post. What was my post earlier? Let's just read what the post was. And because I've got some lovely people who were a bit concerned by my post, I'd put up two pictures. I don't know if you'd all seen it. Hi, David. It said, ignore the drama, ignore the hatred, ignore the pain. Find peace, find happiness, find yourself. And the other one that I put up, the best way to multiply your happiness is to share it with others. And then I went on to say... and it was quite a strong message. Hi, Gil, and it was meant to be a strong message because of something that happened a little bit earlier and that has been happening, and I won't tolerate it. And by the way, I'm going to ask you what makes you happy shortly. And one of the things that makes me happy is my lovely audience here, and those of you in the audience who are concerned if you think that something's bothering me. This, I put a very strong message. It didn't bother me. I was fine, but I made it quite clear that I'm not going to tolerate what's going on and what people think they can tell me to do or what they think I should do. So I put, please do not draw me into your war. All too often recently, people have been trying to get me involved in their campaigns to incite hatred against others. Please note, I will not do this. I have worked years and years and years stopping people bullying others and stopping the hatred where I can. As a teacher of 30 years, it's been quite an uphill struggle. However, I refuse point blank to be bullied by grown adults who should have better things to do with their time. For example, how about helping me raise more funds? I've been out raising funds for the Autism Directory. Why not some of these people put your energies into positive things and come and help us? And this is not my audience here, of course. The audience watching me are my lovely audience, probably not the people. I doubt whether the people who are inciting the hatred are watching, but you never know. They might be, and it might just work. And I can see tons of love coming in. Thank you. That's wonderful. So, yes, so why not help me raise the funds for the Autism Directory? Or what about helping those hungry and homeless people on the streets that I come across? I came across another one the other day. I told you a story about that, and went and managed to get him a hot water bottle to warm him up. Too many people around me are oozing negativity. I think maybe it's time I set up a Be Positive group. At the moment, I live stream every night at 10 p.m. and I have a big audience to come in and watch and listen and interact. I just chat about things that have happened in my day, or sometimes I have a more serious message, but it seems that I am inspiring others. And I say that because a lot of you have said that that's what I'm doing. It's not just something I thought up myself. It's not something I set out to do, and I have no specific training as a coach, although I do have my teacher training. Years in the School of Hard Knocks and the University of Life. All I know is that if you are nice to people, it does make a huge difference. It's not rocket science. So for those who want to continue, continue oozing negativity, then please stay right away from me. If, on the other hand, you would like to change your outlook, why not join me at 10 and see if my community and the lovely chats we have make you feel better about yourself and therefore better about the way you treat others. Sorry, but it had to be said. I think I have probably made myself very, very clear. And there were lots of you lovely people who were concerned for me. No, I was just fed up, absolutely fed up. This is social media. Hi everybody, lots of you coming in tonight. Wow, this is a big audience coming in. And this is social media. And I insist that it will remain social media if it's involving me. A couple 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was somebody inciting hatred. I think I told you, put me in a group and then told me what I could and couldn't do, who I could and who I couldn't follow. And I'm not having it. Besides, what they were doing was totally illegal. That in that case, they were inciting hatred, which was definitely against the Malicious Communications Act 2003, and it has a prisonable offence. And I don't think these people realise it. They're keyboard warriors. They get on their keyboards, they bash away. Now, some of these people I know, so they can't hide behind their keyboard because they actually know who they are. And sometimes I call them out and invite them for coffee. More often than not, they won't meet me, but I'm not, it's a very, very strong message tonight. Sorry, folks, but I am on my high horse, and I hope most of you feel the same way. I can see people in here who I know will feel the same way, where people have been treated unjustly, where people are trying to continue to treat people unjustly. Now, I am not a sheep. I will not get in a line and be told who I can talk to and who I can't talk to, who I can be friends with and who I can't be friends with. It doesn't work like that. I spent 30 years stopping children bullying each other, and the big bullies who are supposed to be grown-ups, they can just butt out, get rid of it, Well, I tell you what, in Kivas Cafe, there's a sign. And as some of you will know, I spend a lot of time in Kivas Cafe. It's a lovely cafe in Ryde, next door to Iceland. And anybody wants to come and have some positivity and some positive chats, that's often where you'll find me. And on the counter, it says, there's a sign, I've taken a picture of it and I will put it up later. It says, it's nice to be nice. All right. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Tony. And so, shouting at people and being horrible to people doesn't work. I've had that recently. I had somebody shouted at me, but actually I didn't shout back. I just, on their bike, exactly. They have got big problems themselves. I think you should be able to talk things out, and you should be able to agree to disagree on things. We won't always agree. And I know a while back, I had a conversation with a policeman who made a rather daft remark. Now, I'm not anti all police. Please don't get. I am anti some police from the dealings of things that have happened during my life, but not main anti police, because I actually married a policeman, and he was the father of my children. Sadly, he's not here anymore. But please don't think that I'm totally anti police. But on one occasion, I had a policeman tell me something absolutely ridiculous, and I said, I think we'll agree to disagree on that one. And I think agreeing to disagree is a bit of a grown-up way of dealing with it. But I'm watching on a daily basis, and I don't want to see it, all these negative people. I don't know, we're just going to have to up the game and put more and more happiness and more positivity in, because obviously there's a lot of very unhappy people out there, and when they do bullying, it shows you, it says more about them than it says about us, because if they're trying to bully us, I was told what I could and couldn't do earlier this week. I was shouted at by somebody, but it didn't make me want to shout back. I've learnt over the years that I take control of my emotions. Lovely, yes, sending love out to all, and I agree to disagree with people if I don't agree. That's right, yeah, because bullying, it is totally uncalled for. I actually was called a bully this week. I'm not quite sure. I've been going over it in my mind and trying to understand where it came from, but I will sort of keep questioning in my own head what led to it, but not to worry. I'm still trying to put out the positive vibes, to use social media to be social and sociable. When I said that before, somebody totally got them. Somebody who I was calling out for being antisocial got quite the wrong end of the stick, and she said, "Oh, but you're using it for business use." I was saying that the opposite of, you know, I was saying it's not antisocial, it's the opposite of antisocial, so we need to be social. And I think she thought I shouldn't be using it for business. She misunderstood what I meant. Maybe I didn't make myself clear, but that was somebody who'd been inciting hatred, and you know, that was the main thing, was I wasn't going to be drawn into any of those circles. But today there was an incident where I was basically, somebody was telling me who I could and couldn't follow on social media. But actually, I'm a grown up and I make up my own mind. And even if somebody, you know, I have a bit of a group of people who are not Lynn fans. I think most of us have our little group of people who are not our fans. But that doesn't bother me, because we can't all like everybody. I don't know why the comments are not coming up. Oh, yes, they are. Wait a minute. Hang on. A lot to do, I think, is what is portrayed in TV. Yeah, that's right. A lot of them watch all that negative stuff. And I don't have a TV licence, so I don't watch all those soaps. I go on to, I mean, I'm not perfect by any manner of means, but, oh, thank you, Lisa, that's lovely. I'm not perfect by any manner of means, but I do try. I do try to help. I try to be nice. And if I can do something, I mean, if I'm being treated unjustly, I'll stand my ground. And if standing my ground is perceived to be bullying, then maybe, you know, but it's not what I understand by being a bully. If you stand your ground, I think that's different, you know, and people do have differences of opinion. You know, it would be pretty boring if we were all the same. Thanks for all the love there. So it would be totally boring if we were all the same. And sometimes, you know, people come into each other's lives for a season and then go out and, you know, and go in different directions. And that happens a lot. It's happened in my life. A lot of people who I've been friends with in the past, our paths have, you know, gone different directions. I expect that's the same for a lot of you. It doesn't mean that you have to have hatred in there or it be difficult. It just, you know, that it just is how it is. And, you know, it makes me, I mean, I've got my picture of my dad here, can you see, in the background, because my dad inspired me a lot. He's not with us, well, he is, he's with me, he's watching. He would be proud of some of the things we're doing now. But, you know, shouting up, and I don't ever believe now, I mean, I used to rant. I've changed a lot, you know. I used to have a rant and get cross, but I don't shout now. I keep my cool. If you can't solve it by keeping your cool, it's a bit sad, you know. Look at all this love pouring in. It's just wonderful. What a nice reaction. And it was so nice that so many of you saw my post and were very concerned. But, you know, that's the trouble. That is so the trouble with social media, that you put something out there, but it has no intonation. You know, it has no voice. It has no inflection in the voice. Hi, Ruth. And so, of course, people can't exactly tell what's going on. And that's why I was absolutely thrilled when some of you reached out because you thought I was having a meltdown or something. No, I wasn't. I was having this is not going to happen. I am not going to allow these people to tell me what to do or to bully each other. It's got to stop. And so I think, you know, the more we can pour in love and happiness. So folks, tell me what sort of things make you happy, because I'm sure most of you in the broadcast, unless there are a few of those who've crept in to see, and I don't mind if they have, because I don't go blocking people all over the place if they've not been very nice to me. Oh, hi Sarah, that's nice to see you. Lovely to see you in here. And well, I'm usually a late person, and we have this 10 o'clock news from Lynn, but today it's about the people who are antisocial, using social media as anti-social media, and I just had to have a little talk about it because, you know, having been a teacher for 30 years and stopped the bullying of children for 30 years, I'm not going to let it into my life now. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's what makes you happy. Lovely, Laura. I tell you one of the things that makes me happy, my lovely audience that come in and support me. That's one of the things that makes me happy. Thank you, Lisa. That's really nice. Yes, we've been long-term friends, Lisa and I, and Karen and I have been long-term friends who've been here. Ruth is in the broadcast now. Ruth is we've been long-term friends, although we haven't sort of connected a lot until lately. Ruth and I know each other through the books business that we've been in. Sarah's a newer friend here on the island. Your wife makes me happy. She makes your life complete. I'm glad to hear that, David. That's lovely news. You're not antisocial, Sarah. You're very, very social, and you have a very big presence on social media. You know, we were talking the other day. We met in the street, didn't we? We were talking about how you've got to keep at it. You know, keep on getting the message out there. It's, you know, there's an awful lot to do to get your points across, to get your business out there. But you are very, very prolific on social, Sarah. So I certainly wouldn't call you antisocial. You know, I love watching what you do and all the positive stuff you do. Sarah, for those who don't know, has recently arrived on our beautiful Isle of Wight and is pouring out a lot of health and wellness stuff, and that should make people happy. She's doing a lot around the health and wellness of people on our beautiful island. So Sarah, keep up the good work. Yes, Karen likes to see people achieve success and big with your hubby, boys, daughter-in-laws, and your amazing granddaughter. Yes, of course, my children, you know, are very high on my happiness scale. You know, top of the scale is my children and my grandchildren, and you know, members of my family. Oh, my sister's just. I think my sister's just come into the broadcast too. Hi, Sue. Well, she's just reacted to the video, so I didn't see her pop in there. Hi, Jacqueline. So yes, I don't know that. I don't know if she always watches my videos. She's very busy, my sister. She does a lot of lobbying, and she's not so much on social. She uses. She goes off and lobbies Parliament and tries to change the world for the better in a different way. I do it here on social media. She uses social media a little bit, but not for that. She goes off lobbying. So Sue, I hope you've had a good day. If you're there, I can't see whether you're still there or not. But you know, so what are we going to do about these people who are being antisocial on social media? I think all I'm going to do is keep saying to them, you know, please don't try and tell. I'll keep just pouring in love and happiness. You know, it's what my dad would do. My dad would say, kill them with kindness. And that's what I try and do. I've made a difference to one or two people in you know, that have been antisocial to me, and I've poured in positivity, and it seems to have worked with some of them. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Keep on and on. Putting, you know, and I think I'm going to I might have a group, a Facebook group. I might do a Facebook group where people can come in. I should adopt the phrase that it says on Kiva Cafe's counter, and it says it's nice to be nice. I think that that I will have to, you know, only let people into the group who are happy and come in and want to be uplifted by other members in the group. Maybe that's what we should do. No, I won't stoop to their level, Laura. I've taught myself over the years not to lose my temper. I did have a temper when I was younger, but you know, I've arrived at the ripe old age of 67, and now, you know, I've managed to not lose my temper. I keep cool and calm. Besides, why should I put my blood pressure up if somebody else is angry? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, you know, I can keep as cool as a cucumber when somebody else is having a rage. It's a shame. I don't like to see them raging, because it won't be any good to their health either. But, you know, there we go. What can we do? But you know, that's what prompted me today. And I've done a post on Instagram about it, and I will keep pushing out the positive messages and the happiness messages, and finding, you know, I hope some of you will come in and share some of your happiness quotes with me. In the past, I've done things like you know, when I've given speak, you know, my dad's, bless his cotton socks, taught us to be public speakers. I haven't done a huge amount of public speaking, but I do speak in public. I have done various talks for people, and I've forgotten where I was going with that one. That's not not very helpful. But oh dear, I do this all the time, and I was laughing with Moira the other day because I was with Moira, and sometimes she's in the broadcast. So she's another recent person that I've met who's to come to live on the island, and we were having a giggle because sometimes I forget what I've said, and then she'll prompt me, but I don't know if she's in the broadcast tonight. So sorry, I forgot what I was going to do. But it was about. I know I was talking about public speaking. Hi, Anna. Lovely to... Oh, here she is. Moira, you came in right on cue. I was just mentioned to you because I started to say something and I forgot what I was going to say. And I was remembering how the other day when we were together, you laughed because you prompted me, but I don't think you were in the broadcast as I forgot what I was saying. I don't think you heard it. So you've only just come in. So never mind. And there's Anna. Anna's... a lovely artist who's I met through Phoenix Cards, and now she and I connected through the We All Send Cards business. She's an artist. She's got great artwork, which I shall, share with you. And so, folks, we were talking about people. Hi, Gina. Another one of the We All Send Cards gang. Woo, we got the cards people in here tonight. Lovely that you're coming in. I was, so for those of you just coming in, a quick catch up. I was... Yeah, don't worry, Moira. I was late into the broadcast, and so those of you who are here earlier, sorry, I'm just going to recap. I was late into the broadcast by about 6 or 7 minutes, and I was apologising because what happened, I put up a post earlier about, and it was quite, it was a bit of a rant. I don't know whether it was a rant. It was a firm saying, I won't tolerate people being bullies, basically, and people have got to stop telling me what to do and stop being horrible to each other. And because, of course, it was written and not spoken, some of my lovely audience thought, or my lovely community thought, that I wasn't okay. And I was perfectly okay. I was just saying, hey, I'm not going to have this nonsense. And so I got delayed with answering some of the comments from some of my people who messaged me privately to see if it was okay. So I am okay. I'm perfectly fine. What I'm saying is I will not tolerate people inciting hatred against others, and it crept in a bit again today. It was severe the other day. It crept in a bit today, and I just thought, no, not acceptable. We're not having this. We're going to have we'll have to have a group, a happiness group or something, a giggly group or something. Maybe as a giggly granny, I could lead you in having a gilly. Oh dear, a giggle. So anyway, so I'm that's very much a message. So, folks, some of you have told me, oh, you missed a lot. Sarah, you can watch the replay. That's the if you want to, you can watch the replay. And, folks, what I'm doing now is saving the Facebook Lives. I'm saving them to camera roll, and then I'm uploading them to... you'll join the giggle group, yeah. So yes, and then I'm going to upload them to YouTube, so they will be on YouTube as well if ever you want to go back and watch any of them or listen to any of them again, because you might do. I sometimes go back and listen to see what I said. But you might want to or not. But there's loads and loads of love coming in here tonight, so that makes me happy. Lots of things make me happy. Walking down on the seafront on the Isle of Wight, living on the Isle of Wight makes me happy. You go to laughter yoga. Yes, I've never done that, Anna. It sounds great fun. But yes, and laughter is the best medicine. I had somebody who, and I've told this story before and I'll tell it again, and this is somebody who sometimes peeps into my broadcast now, years ago criticised me told me I made ridiculous little videos and I was the laughing stock. And I'd got to the point where it didn't upset me. So I just said, thank you so much for watching my videos. I know you're a busy man, so thank you for taking time out of your life to watch my videos. And I'm so glad I'm making people laugh, because laughter's the best medicine. Then I suggested that if you didn't like it, It's a good excuse to be silly, Anna. Yeah, lovely. And then I suggested if he didn't like it, he could unfriend me from Facebook. Now, he's never unfriended me, and occasionally I see him in my broadcast because I can see when people come in if they're friends with me. And I'm just hoping that I have made a little difference in his life and maybe made him a little bit happier. I'd like to think that I had. Same with the neighbour who was rude and aggressive, a story I've told before, and he shouted at me, and I wrote him a little letter saying, "Dear Mr. Aggressive Neighbour, why don't you try smiling and talking to me nicely, because you might really be surprised at the result." And you know what? It had a good result. We're not bosom buddies, and he didn't turn into the Cheshire Cat with his grin, but things are better. So the relationship is way better, and I believe they are my rubbish bin fairies, because my bins mysteriously go out the front sometimes, and then mysteriously they go back when the bins have been collected. And I must write a thank you note and say I appreciate very much. I must do that, I must put it on my to-do list, because I would like them to know that I appreciate them doing it, and the fact that, I made a little difference. For people, because they shouted at me, they were horrible to me, they were horrible to my son. But, okay, Lisa, yes, I'll speak to you tomorrow. So, it made a difference. So that's what, I was brought up in that sort of home where, try and be nice to people. Obviously, I wasn't always, and some people will think I'm not now. Hi, Crystal. But I do try. I try to be kind. I try to do what I can. Might not always get it right, but as I say, I tried. My dad, he was a local preacher, and he used to send out lots of messages about trying to be nice to each other, to people. He had people shout and scream at him, but it said more about them than it did about him. Night, Lisa. So anyway, so that's oh, I know what I was going to say when I forgot the other day, just now what I was going to say. Yes, I was talking about doing a lot of public speaking, wasn't I? And sometimes when I used to do talks, I'd take the letters and make something out of them. I forgot what you call it when you do that. So, for example, let me just do this. So if I write, I think you've got that backwards now, happiness, because it's on the live stream, it's gone backwards. So perhaps I need to write it backwards. But, taking the letters of happiness and then finding some other things. So what makes us happy? We could find things that go with those letters to find out all sorts of different things that make us happy. That's the sort of things I used to do. I used to do it when I gave talks at Usborne Books, or I gave different talks. I gave a talk to some old people once. Now I am one of the old people. That one I gave a talk on the hats I wear. For example, being a mummy, being a teacher, being this and that. And I actually took a whole load of hats and illustrated my talk with hats. So that was a bit of fun. Excuse me, just going to have a quick drink. Hi, Sarah. So, watch out. I might just... Oh, hang on a minute, folks. Oh, no, just a minute. Whoops. I need the control for my screen, because it's going to... the auto standby is about to kick in, and I couldn't see where the control was. Sorry, I'm back now. What have you... Your positive way of being is what have always inspired me about you, and why I joined your team all that time. Oh, lovely, Ruth. That's really nice. It's just... It is nice. I didn't come on here... acrostic, is that what it's called? Oh right, I couldn't remember, yes. So it's lovely to see you all talking to each other here. Do you know, that makes me very happy too. Some of you have met, some of you haven't met, but only in here, and it's just nice that everybody is being nice in there, and very, very opposite of what prompted me to make the talk I was going to give. Anyway, tell you what, I wasn't going to talk about this tonight. I had something else written in my book before, and then of course it was. I was going off to have a nice warm bath before I came on here, and just before that, that's when somebody suggested I shouldn't be following somebody else on Facebook. So I told them quite clearly that I make up my own mind. Sorry. So I was going to do a little bit of a history lesson. of the 4th of February. I got a few things written down in here, and this was prompted by my lovely friend Tina. I don't know if she's in the broadcast tonight, but Tina Hyde, long-term friend of mine. She's also the one who named White Buzz when I was looking for a name for that. She was also the one who gave me my health back when the 5 years of the NHS not being able to sort the problem, and she sorted it, and within 5 weeks my skin was getting better because she got me to go grain free. And so you know, so I was very, very grateful to her. Anyway, she now presents a program on the Island Radio, and I'd like lots of you more to listen in, because it's an internet radio and you can listen in. And on a Sunday afternoon she presents the Easy Listening Show from 4 till 7, so I always try and listen in, and I chat to her online, and she sometimes mentions that I've been chatting to her. And today she was talking with her colleague in the studio about things that happened on the 4th of February. So who knows? Now, a lot of you probably know. Thank you, Karen. Yes, my skin is much better. And you've seen my leg was raw. Just nip back to that. My leg was raw from my foot right up to my knee for nearly 5 years. And within 5 weeks it started to clear up, and now I just have a little patch that doesn't seem to want to clear, but it's so different than how it was. Anyway, who knows what happened 14 years ago today? Anybody know the answer to that one? I'll be surprised if there isn't somebody who knows the answer to that one. And if Tina's in the broadcast, she'll know it, because she put it out on the Island Radio this afternoon on the programme, so that's how I know. And then I thought, I'd go and look up some other things. She put 1 or 2 other things, and then I've picked up a few more things. So anybody know the answer to that one? You remember when you were away on holiday with us, we had a... Oh yes, my skin. Yeah, that's right. When I was away on that holiday with you, my skin must have been really bad, Karen. Yes, and of course you saw me the other day, and you could see that it's not so bad. So, anybody going to come up with what happened? Oh, sorry, Anna. What happened 14 years ago today? How about if I tell you that 14 years and 1 day ago today, I wouldn't have been able to do this. Maybe that might tell you what happened 14 years ago today. Let's see. See if anybody can come up with the answer. While you're thinking of what happened 14 years ago today, I'm going to tell you that at 100 years ago today, Norman Wisdom was born. And I don't know how many of you remember. That's right, Ruth, you're right. Yes, Facebook. 14 years ago today, Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook. So without that, you know, that's what makes us happy. We've got Facebook, so I'm on Facebook Live. So without that, without Mark Zuckerberg, we would not be talking to each other on here now. We might be talking to each other on some other... Well, Periscope is another one, which is through Twitter, but I don't know how many of you are on Twitter. Are many of you on Twitter? I want to get lots more people on Twitter. Twitter is so powerful and greatly underused, and a lot of people don't actually realise, you know, the power of Twitter. And I do want to get lots more people tweeting. So, hi Sue. You are Gina. Are we connected on Twitter? Yes, my Facebook, 14 years old. I discovered Facebook in 2009. So that's what, how many years? 2009. And so that's what, not 10 years, 9 years. 9 years ago. And oh, well, we'll have to connect. Gina, message me with your Twitter handle. Your handle is the word for your Twitter name, and we ought to connect on there. I've got more than one Twitter handle, but I'm trying to narrow it down and maybe use just a couple now. And I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Pinterest, I'm on most of them because I teach social media. So you know, I try and understand them all. There's so much to learn, and of course every day there are changes to social media, so you know, I can never say I know everything because each day it's changing. I don't think I'd ever know everything, but we get there. Yes, Ruth, I've gone back to Periscope a bit. I started with Periscope for live stream. Of course, I've done Snapchat, which you've got the video. You've got 10-second videos in Snapchat. Of course, you've got the videos that you can live stream in Instagram in most of the platforms now. I don't think you can't in LinkedIn, but I think it's coming. I think I was listening to a broadcast today, and I thought I heard them say something about LinkedIn was going to have some videoing in it. So I shall watch and let you know. So anyway, back to a few dates here. So 100 years ago, Norman Wisdom. Who remembers Norman Wisdom? Oh, did Juliet come in? I didn't see her come in there. Sorry. Oh, yes, I can see her there, not there. I have to watch and then, you know. But Norman Wisdom, I remember he was one of those who had used to have me in absolute stitches. It was just the timing with which he did things. He was hilarious. So if you haven't watched Norman Wisdom, Google him and you'll find some of his clips. I watch so much. I don't have a TV license anymore because I don't believe in paying to watch all that dreary rubbish that makes you so negative. I know not all of it is, but a lot of it is, and so I won't pay for a TV license for that. So I watch stuff on YouTube. Mr. Grimsdale, yeah. Oh yes, he was hilarious. He was. I can remember one particular scene now where he came flying down somewhere in a hospital and ended up on a trolley that then went zooming away, and I can remember just being in absolute stitches. But a lot of these are so. I must look up Norman Wisdom and see if we can get him on YouTube. Hang on, let me see now, because it's so funny. So many of the so many of the oldies, the good oldies, were. You know, you can see them. I was watching Morecambe and Wise the other day, and on YouTube, and watching some of their funny clips. And some of them you can watch again and again and again, and still find laughter. And I always remember seeing him at middle school. Did you? Oh, right. Loved his films. Norman Wisdom. It says here, and he died. It looks like he died in 2000. Wait a minute. The report. Here we are. BBC report. 5th of October 2010, is that right? Norman Wisdom dies at the age of 95. There we go. And oh yes, there's some clips. If you Google it, there's some clips coming up there. Don't laugh at me. And yeah, absolutely. So there's, you know, I'm sure you'll find lots of clips. So go if you can't find them, I'll Google some, find them for you. Actually, let's see. I think this might start playing. Hang on,
My team and I always had trouble managing our tasks.
Isn't it horrible when they get when you get the adverts on you? Right, sorry, I'm going to stop that. But I found one clip that I can here's a bit of Norman Wisdom for you. There we go, a little bit of Norman Wisdom. I don't know exactly what one that was, but it's what came up there. Yes, he was just so funny. So I shall probably amuse myself with that before I go to bed. I did, you know, again this morning, I was watching positive stuff, positive videos. My son's taken to sending me a YouTube clip every morning now, positive one. But I watch more than, he sends me one and then I watch others as well. There are just so many on there. Oh, Juliet, bless you. She was catching up watching my Friday night video. Dozed off, woke up in time to join you live. All right, nice to see you here, Juliet. I haven't spoken to you for a couple of days. Juliet's another one of the lovely people here on the island that runs a nice business called Fabulash. She's a unique as in the makeup unique, presenter, distributor, or whatever they call them. And she's working hard on her business, and we've had a lot of interaction, and I help her sometimes to try. She's been very good. She's donated raffle prizes and all sorts of things and joined in our networking. So yeah, you can, that's right, you can never have enough positive food, as I call it. Yes, always hungry for more. So, oh right, okay, that's what it was it, Moira? But I must find. What I'll do is I'll try and find. I wonder if I can find it now. Norman Wisdom. He was in the hospital. A hospital movie. Oh, here we are. Norman Wisdom movies. Let's see what I don't remember much of them, but I just wonder if I can. No, list of movies and TV shows. Here we go. But, people like that, this would be really good. Actually, this fits in really well with the fact that tonight was a broadcast about trying to make people happy and not miserable. They all need to go and get a dose of Norman Wisdom. There we go. Here we are. Here are some of them. What's Good for the Goose? The Night They Raided Minsky's, Press for Time, The Sandwich Man. A Stitch in Time. I think A Stitch in Time it was. That sounds like a stitch as in yes, here we are. Wisdom stars as a simple butcher's assistant who raises a ruckus in a hospital where his boss is undergoing surgery to remove a watch he swallowed. I don't remember that. I just remember the clips but I shall have to watch it again. While getting kicked out, Wisdom puts a smile on the face of an injured, recently orphaned young girl, and he vows to come back and see her. He tries every way he can to regain entry, catching pneumonia, whoops. It's not letting me go to the next page. It's stopped at getting. And I can't read more because it's not telling me anymore. So I don't know. I can't tell you that. But I'll give you that one because I think that's the one I was looking for. Let's pop it in there. And some of you can watch it if you like. I'm sure that's what it was called. Hi, Libby. So we're talking about... positiveness and being happy and stopping all these people who are using social media as anti-social media. That was the talk we were having tonight, and people are telling me what's making them happy. So lots and lots of positivity. I think that's the answer. Put your positive pants on and pull them up high every day. That's what I do. Anyway, so let's just finish these other few facts off because I know it's getting late. I've been on here for quite a while, and So Norman Wisdom was born 100 years. That can't be. Well, that's interesting because it says he was born 100 years ago today, and yet he died at 95, and that was more than 5 years ago. So my maths is not working that out very well. Or maybe where I looked it up on there, maybe it wasn't. Maybe the date of the article wasn't right. Hi, Ellis. I don't know. I'll have to look and do the maths there. Alice Cooper, 70 years old today. Charles Lindbergh, would have been his birthday today. He was the first to fly solo across the Atlantic. This is a little bit of trivia for you all, to brighten up them and lighten the mood. And on the 4th of February, 1784, another piece of trivia for you. The first unmanned balloon flight in Ireland. And I'm sure you all wanted to know that. And I'm sure when you do that quiz, you'll just be waiting for that answer. And in 1987, on the 4th of February, Liberace, the pop pianist, died at the age of 67. So there we are, a few little bits of trivia, some of them not quite so trivia. Facebook 14 years old today, and I think probably we are all quite grateful to Mark for what he's done. I mean, it's caused a lot of goodness in the world. It's also caused some of the grief that we were talking about tonight. But what we're going to do between us is actually try and spread some more happiness and some more positivity. So I think... I think we've had a good chat on here tonight. We had a lot of people in. It's been nice to see you all. Hope you've all got a great week planned. I haven't really planned out much of my week this week. I know I've got a few things that I've got to do and fit in, and then the other things will happen around that. I mean, I've always got things to do, but no, I haven't got a lot of specific meetings this week. And today I've had a day at home in the White Buzz home office, and enjoyed myself. I like spending days at home, but I like going out as well. So on that note, I think, you know, I better not keep you any longer, because we are coming up towards 11 o'clock, and I'm sure a lot of you need to be winding down and going to bed. I probably were going to go and watch Norman Wisdom now before I go to bed. I don't have to get up early, so I might just have a little bit of a laugh and a giggle with Norman Wisdom. So if you know, if you find lots of those fun clips that make you happy, share the clips. I will think about making a group, if you'd like a group for people to come in to share lots of fun and happiness. Then I can do that, and we can share all sorts of things that make us laugh and make us happy, and reasons to be silly, as Anna said earlier. You know, because I mean, you know me, sometimes I appear here with, and I did mention the other day that it was Wear Red Day on Friday, and then I think I mentioned where I had gone out with my bank manager, and I was wearing red hat and red noses, and my bank manager was wearing a red nose as well. And I found those clips and I watched them through. Like they just made me laugh again, you know. So it is good medicine to make yourself laugh, even if you're laughing at yourself. But you know, who cares? Anyway, I'm going to love you all and leave you. And I will be back here again, God willing, tomorrow night at 10. Hopefully we will spread a lot more positivity and a lot more happiness in people's lives. You know, if you see somebody who hasn't got a smile, give them one of yours, because I'm sure you can spare them. And if you need a smile, or you need a little bit of perking up, pop a private message to us. Oh, and I'm just going to say hello to Tina. Tina, I was singing your praises. You must have heard us. I was talking about you because you inspired me to hop on and find out what had been going on the 4th of February, because I was listening to your broadcast. So there we are. There's Tina's just come in to the broadcast now. And we were going over a few of the facts that you gave us, and then I found a few more facts, Tina. I was also telling people, you know, that you named White Buzz for us, and you also gave me my health back. So you know, you missed me telling all that. Guys, have fun and enjoy life. Life's too short. Yeah, life's way too short. You only get one kick at it, you know, one chance at it. So you know, make the most of it. Who knows how long any of us have got. You know, of course, I'm at the ripe old age of 67. I think I told you just now that Liberace died at 67. I hope that I've got a lot more life in me yet, but you never know what's around next corner. So what I'm going to do is make the most of every minute I've got left. You never know. I could go on to over 100. My nan went on to 97. One of my nans went on to 89. My dad went on to 89. So maybe a little bit more life. I'd love to see my grandchildren grow up. And the thing is, if you keep yourself positive, I think it makes a huge difference to, you know, to how you are. So I'm going to try. That's what I'm going to try. And I'm going to love you all and leave you and see you all again, as many of you can be, here tomorrow night. And if you want to watch any of the replays, there's loads of them, and they will all be up on YouTube soon. But they're all in Facebook at the moment. So see you now. See you soon. Bye.